So, good evening. 2 videos in one day, but it's that time of year, I suppose, for organisers. So I thought I went to Lidl earlier, and in the middle of Lidl, I spotted an organiser. So this is, I'll tell you the price later, actually, but I'll have a quick look on the box. Personal organiser, robust 6-ring binding, hard wearing leather imitation, magnetic fastener, and on the back here, see what it comes with. Comes with 5 tab dividers, a diary for 2025 and 2026, 1 week over 2 pages, some notes and tasks, some information, and an removable unlined notepad, which is quite interesting, and a ruler. So I did actually have a quick look in the box of one of these before I bought it, and I was quite. It didn't feel bad at all. Now I don't think this is made specifically for Lidl, just based on it's not in any of their it's not one of their brands, as far as I can see, this NGV. And the import details don't mention Lidl at all. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. Let's see if I can get there. Yeah, so this Lidl sticker here, this is the only mention of Lidl on it. It's an added on sticker. So they've obviously brought it in from somewhere, but seems to be made for the German market. So let's have a little look. I'm going to open it and then restart the video. So there we go. So it's described as personal organiser. I haven't actually checked the size, whether it is a proper personal one. I hope it is, as you'll see in a minute why. So it has this magnetic clasp, which looks quite like a press stud, but as you can see, they don't need any pressure to put it in. Interesting that. Fairly standard kind of imitation leather, nothing fancy at all there. No branding at all on the outside. I chose the red. There was a black, a grey and a kind of turquoise duck egg maybe. But I quite like red, so I chose red. This is quite stiff. Oh, that'll loosen up over time. And initially, well, front cover doesn't have any flexibility. Let's see straight off the bat. Okay, that might. It's got a bit of weight in it. That might do the business. So let's have a little look what we get in here. I'm not going to worry about some of the. So this little ruler, which is fully punched, unlike the Filofax ones that you can just pull on the rings. We've got some plastic dividers, a weekly planner, which is actually the reason I bought it, because I'm hoping this is exactly normal personal size. So it says GB on here, so they've obviously been making it for different markets. It's a nice, really simple, no QR codes, nice, simple, week on 2 pages diary. Saturday and Sunday has the half size, which is quite common. Not that great for me, but it works. Yeah, the paper feels pretty good. I'm not going to worry too much about the actual inserts because I know who's going to use. But maybe people do. I'd be surprised. I certainly don't use the information. And a little map. It's quite a nice little thing. Map of Europe. What did it actually say? Oh, it does say map of Europe, which is fair enough. Sorry, just on the wrong nose at it. Little birthday chart. It's quite cool. I'll come back in a second. Contacts. And then this little notepad in the back, which is... That feels horrible. It's not very thick paper. Probably it's 50-60 GSM that, blank, but it is punched. Not many sheets on it, but you know, you don't get free stuff all the time, do you? Say free, paid for it, but. And then the same planner for 2026, which I know if you're the kind of person who plans a year ahead, that could be quite useful. So why did I buy this? I clearly don't need more planners, and I don't really use a personal that much, but I do have one. So I have a personal which I actually won in a competition on the Flatability channel, and I've been meaning to use it for this next year as a kind of desk diary. So just so I can jot down all the appointments I have, keep it somewhere that the family can refer to. They can all stick our stuff in. We use an online calendar, but sometimes you know, we've got multiple calendars for each person, and sometimes it's nice just to be able to block days out and have it near the front door. So that's a kind of thought with it. Now, I've been looking at inserts. I've seen some sell on Vinted recently for £2 or £3. By the time you pay postage to about £6, some Filofax ones. People have obviously bought the planner and then are selling the insert that came with it. However, this, with these 2 years worth of inserts, was £3.99. Now, I'm not sure there is any insert weekly planner, week on 2 pages, available at the moment for a year for £3.99 delivered to your house or collected from a shop. The paper's, it's thin, but it's nicer than the paper that's at the back. It's probably 50-60 GSM, which, you know, if you're loading 2 years in here or a year in here, you know, that's quite good. So £3.99 in my mind, that was a bargain. The binder itself was essentially free. That being said, let me just prop that up a second. I'm gonna pop there. Okay. So, took everything out. Let's have a little look at the binder. Let's consider we haven't really paid for it because we got the inserts. I didn't think there was a pen loop, but there is actually this chintzy bit of PVC leather, fake leather. We'll take a chunky pen. We take something like a Parker Jotter in, and it's just going to float around. So I'm not sure that's neither use nor ornament. It's quite thin, that. I'd be concerned. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it a disservice. Yeah, we're not seeing, you know, the stitching isn't great, but a little bit of tidying up with a razor blade just to get rid of the strays. The rings, are not bad at all. They're pretty, not rattly. quite well held in with pop rivet. It's hard backed. Got a cardboard in there, I'm guessing. It kind of has a natural flatability. Not stealing the word, but you know, by the time you've added a few bits in here, I'm sure, and used it for a bit, I'm sure you'd get something not far off. Yeah, okay. So I'm quite chuffed with that. Next test is this ring spacing correct? I'm pretty sure it is. I can't see why you would create custom ones of these, and I don't think there is another 6 ring split spacing out there, so we will see. I'm going to go and pop and grab a personal. So here we go. Let's pop that out of the way, and as if by magic, pop the one I'm going to use for this purpose. So let's see. Now, as you can see here, this came from Neil from Flatability, the Flatability channel, which is a fantastic and knows far more about foil boxes than I do. I have my specifics that I use. Now this is a personal Kent. I haven't used it in anger yet, because I had this in mind as a plan for it, and hasn't. I was waiting for the year to come to the end. So this is also artificial leather, whatever you call it, PVC, plastic, but it feels much better. You know, this you may confuse this with leather, is what I'm saying. It feels much better constructed, much tidier. This is a vintage File Effects. I don't exactly know the age. Don't think there's any where it's made markings. I suspect it's 2000s, early 2000s. But yeah, it's a nice thing. It's a very nice thing. So let's see. I'm doing it on camera. I can't open the rings one-handed to do it properly. I think we all know what we're doing when we're trying to juggle everything at home, but you know, let's do it properly on camera. So I'm going to take this dashboard. Let's see. Perfect. So I think we can call that a win. So for £3.99, we have got ourselves a week on 2 pages for 2 years, 2 whole years. So even if you're not planning on starting to use this till halfway through next year, or you find it in January, you know, you've still got it. They had loads in my Lidl. I did have a quick look online to see whether they were available from elsewhere, because I was trying to work out whether it was a Lidl specific item. And they are, someone's already selling them on eBay for £10, so I presume they have bought them from their store. But I'm going to start setting this up for a year ahead, or 2 years ahead. Absolutely, just, you know, absolutely bob on. Stick a pen in there, leave that in the hole, just keep everything in there. Perfect. So I'm not really looking at the camera here. Yeah, dead chuffed with that.